All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, guys. Say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powdered Toast Man and Log and TV, and let's just get this thing started. So, this is another knife from White Mountain Knives. Again, I'm an affiliate. You can use my code over there. It's in the description. And this knife was sent to me by Justin, and I appreciate it. So, this is the Artisan Cutlery, whatever that number is. There you go. And by the way, Artisan packaging, pretty basic. You get the drawstring velvety bag there, in the box. And this is kind of a budget offering from them. And this is by Niche Designs. And this is the Artisan Ahab. Now, this is the black G10 version. There is also a wood version. Now, I will tell you right off the bat that neither one of these are available currently at White Mountain Knives. They might be elsewhere. But I bet they'll be back in stock before too long. They are right at $70. And a really good value for this knife. Now, this one really caught my eye because it was something different. And when I first got it in hand, I wasn't sure. But as I carried this more and more and more, this became a home run knife for me. And we will talk more about why in just a minute. So let's start off with this black G10. It is contoured very well. You have this gorgeous grain structure, as I call it, which is basically the layers of G10, of course. Now, you don't see the pivot here. You just have two screws. You take those off, and then underneath there, you have these skeletonized liners. Really cool the way they did that. And you have a stop pin back here. And then if you take these scales off, you can get to your pivot underneath. Now, you do have your clip there, which comes screwed in from the underside. And boy, it is pretty deep for the style of titanium clip that it is. So you are going to be, yeah, just that sticking out, which is not bad at all. You do have a lanyard loop, lanyard post there, hidden post, whatever you want to call it, back here in the back spacer. Now, this one is just slightly off-center, but not by much. By the way, that clip comes in and out of the pocket and the retention. I mean, I have no problems with that clip at all is what I'm trying to say. Now, there is... It's really strange on this G10. When I first got it in hand, that was one of my things. It feels like just rubbing your hands across it, it feels smooth and slick. But as you can hear, it has good grip to it. I mean, it's really strange. I mean, when you just sort of just rub your hand across it, it feels very smooth. But you definitely have a positive grip. Now, there is no jimping, and I am A-okay with that. You do have sort of a scalloping or jimping on the thumb stud, and I like the style of this knife. And overall, without having a finger choil, you still have room to sort of get up here on it. Now, 4-finger knife back here, 4-finger knife if I choke up a little bit, thumb right in that nice spot right there, finger up in that harpoon area. You do have swedging on that, and look at that full flat grind, very beautiful Artisan logo right there. Niche Designs logo, and of course you've got the serial number and the AR-RPM 9 steel, and what does that say? China. So I'm weird. And by the way, your pivot, as you can see from that little ring right there from rubbing in there, your pivot is actually sort of down here, which is really interesting. Yeah, like right in there. So that, I mean, it's cool. Now, this is not a front flipper. There's no jimping. It could have easily been one. I don't really care for front flippers, so it doesn't bother me. Now, the first time I got this out of the box, I had some issues. It just felt really light on the D10. But as you can see, now that I know what to do, this is a just magnificent fidget knife. It is really good. Now, it's not super drop shut, which is fine with me. Your finger comes down right in that choil spot and then just shake it down. Now, sharpening buffs, yeah, not sure what to tell you right there. You're going to have a widening there a little bit on that sharpening choil. That really, there is no sharpening choil, but in that area. But this style of blade is phenomenal. As a matter of fact, For those of you that like to see cutting on camera, this guy is just, I mean, there's just very little resistance. It just goes, as you can see, and I'm getting cardboard everywhere. But anyway, you get the point. It cuts, and it cuts well, and it is thin. Look at that, guys. We'll talk about the specs in a minute, but it is very, very thin. I dig that part of it. Now, access to the lock bar is great. No problem. There's no stinking scalloping on the lock bar. There is a little bit of jimping right here, and it doesn't really do much. It's just kind of there. So, yeah, again, shakes down really easy. Again, not quite dead centered. No lock, rock, or blade play. The blade does flex a little bit because it's so thin. I mean, just out here at the tip, it is just, I mean, I just love this knife. Now I'm going to talk myself into buying it. The more I play with it here, the more I just want to buy this knife, and I'm probably going to have to just not send it back to Justin here, but we shall see what I decide before that. But yeah, really great knife. So again, about $70, but not currently available. The overall length is 7.9 inches. The closed length is 4.61. The blade length is 3.51, which is a wonderful blade length in my opinion. AR RPM 9 plain edge. Sand polish finish. They call that blade finish, which is great. Where is my weight? Are you really not going to tell me the weight? You're not going to, are you? The blade thickness is 0.11. Guys, that's TRM atom territory. So that is, you know, I love that. I mean, that is very, very good. So we're going to get the scale out here because it just doesn't say what the weight is. I'm going to guess right around 3. I think I weighed it once before, so I'm cheating a little bit. 3.35. So again, I think that's a really nice weight for this size knife. Especially, I mean, just look how thin. Does it give me a handle thickness here? Oh, I don't, come on, don't make me get the calipers out. Okay, fine. We're getting the calipers out. Handle thickness. Guys, it's one of these days you're all going to say, I thought you were knives fast. Because I'm turning into knives slow these days because I keep wanting to do 0.46. I'll take that. I mean, just a nice thin knife in the hand, and I really, really dig it. Now, one little thing here. I did have this because there's so much room here. By the way, it does carry very nicely. No real issues with that. I did have it wave open coming out of the pockets a couple of times. So please beware of that. Like the Emerson Wave, you pull it out of your pocket and it just kind of snags on these pretty big and grabby shaped thumb studs. Now, just a really great knife. Oh, we almost forgot to do comparisons here. Better do that. So here is the Ontario Rat 1. Matter of fact, we'll get the Atom out here in a second too, since I kind of put it in the Atom territory here. So there is the Ontario Rat 2, and I'm going to have to open my case to get the Atom out. Here we go. All right, so come back around here, take the Rat 1 out, and put the Atom. So you can see, and again, we'll hold them up and look at the thinness as well, but you can see they're very similar. And there you go. I mean, Atom might just be the slightest bit thinner. Nah, they're very similar. Very, very similar. So, great knife. Just really, really enjoyed carrying this one a lot. It just kind of disappears, and it's a great overall working knife. I mean, it really, really is. So, guys, that's all I got. So, give me your feedback in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. And again, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And guys, thank you so much for watching the KnivesFAST channel.